to the guitar collection. I'm sitting here today with a legendary guitar by the Granada guitar maker Antonio Marin Montero. Now, for those of you that don't know, Antonio Marin Montero is like the grandfather of the classical guitar in Granada. He just recently retired from building, but he has kind of been the central figure in uplifting all of these amazing Granada-based luthiers of the past 50, 60 years. Now Antonio Marin Montero, he's still around. He is over 90 years old, and this guitar was made more than 10 years ago. This one is from the year 2012. These guitars are known for their power, their sweetness, their character, and above all, this really quintessential Spanish sound. A little bit about Antonio Marin Montero's life. He was building guitars with the famed French maker Robert Boucher, where they exchanged ideas, even built instruments together. And this instrument here is what is commonly referred to as his Boucher model. You know, from the headstock, from the plantilla of the guitar, it has this characteristic of the sound. So it has this response time and attack that some of these amazing Boucher guitars have, but has his own style that, let's face it, I mean, people have been adoring these guitars for decades and decades and decades now. So I want to share with you some of the things that are special about this guitar and not take forever to do it. Like I said, it's 640 scale. It has a few extra frets, which this is very uncommon. And to be honest, you're never going to use these frets. I mean, unless you're playing some music that you really were thankful that it has this D at the top. Almost none of our repertoire goes there, but it's kind of cool, and it's really not an eyesore, the fact that there are a few extra frets here. So typically, there's only going to be 19 frets on these like super traditional Spanish guitars. 20th is what you'll find on a lot of modern guitars, which is an added C note. So this one has a 21st and a 22nd fret here. So it goes not only to C sharp, but also to D. So we all know what this is for. You got to brag to your friends that you can play more notes than them. No, but in all seriousness, it's not a big eyesore. It's really nice and rounded, and it looks quite nice. And now when we turn the guitar around, you have to see the set of Brazilian rosewood that's used on the back and sides of this guitar. In bright light, these strips of lighter colored Brazilian really pop out. But then maybe when you turn the guitar to an angle and kind of standard lighting, you definitely notice the Brazilian, but those light little marks in the Brazilian pop out a lot more subtly. And it's really a classy, beautiful look no matter the lighting situation you're in here. And the wood is very stable because now for 10 years, this Brazilian rosewood has not cracked, or actually 12 years because this was made in the year 2012. What else? We have some fairly standard tuners up on the headstock that work quite nice. And we've got dots on the 7th and 12th fret. And then something that I really like is that there is a dot here on the 17th, which is A, maybe the most common note that we play up high on these higher registers, which makes it very easy to spot. Well, listen to that resonance. Really pops out. But if you're playing an arpeggio, you spot it right away when there's a dot on the fingerboard here, and it's a very subtle, small one at that. But it's really nice to see. It makes it very easy to play. And gosh, the fact that it's 640 makes this an absolute... it just makes it such a fun guitar to play. Well, I'm going to stop talking about the guitar and play a little bit for you. And of course, you heard a little bit in the introduction, but I'll play a few musical examples for you as well, so you can better get to know this guitar. But just listen to some of these sounds. It's one of those guitars that just vibrates your chest with every note you play. And the colors are endless. If you've been wanting a really great Spanish guitar from the Granada school, from like the most famous Granada-based luthier, then this one is for you, I have to say. just got this drive to it. You can always be pushing these guitars and it just gives you more of that Spanish sound. It's so great. By the way, many of you that have been watching this channel for a while might know that I really like to use carbon on the 3rd and 2nd string. I like to leave the nylon first. But on this guitar, I just left it all nylon. I think it's so much fun because you can get this like tubby, really warm sound on the 3rd string, which is the one that I typically always replace. I say typically, I almost always replace it to carbon. But listen to this, I can make this really fat sound on the 3rd string. But on a lot of guitars, that 3rd string, no matter what you do, it always sounds that thick, and it makes it hard for it to be clear. But listen on here. I think it sounds plenty bright, and I think it's because these guitars like to be pushed. I really feel myself moving the string a lot. And I'll occasionally buzz because I'm even playing too hard. It's just, it invites it. Like a lot of other guitars do not invite this. I think at the beginning of En Los Trigales by Rodrigo. How about that? I mean, it's just... And then when you play over the fingerboard, I mean, it's just... it's haunting. Wow. Okay, I'll stop noodling here and actually play some things. Thank you so much for watching. This guitar may very well be available if you're watching this video, so click the link in the description, check it out. All the details will be on the website. I hope this gave you a good idea of how this guitar sounds, whether or not you're interested in purchasing it or a guitar like it. It's nice to kind of record this in space and time and be able to listen back later because this sure is a special instrument. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.